Hey, how you doing? Hello, 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 Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. So, welcome to the stream. Um, Let me know in the comments if you can hear me clearly or not. Always got to do a sound check. Check, check, check. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Welcome to the stream. Code Long and Profit. My name is Steph. Some people call me Uncle Stef. I'm on a mental ascent because I'm on a coffee fast. McDonald's coffee isn't bad. So the official show is going to start in a few minutes, but I figured I'd get on a little bit earlier to see how you guys are doing. So if you like the stream, you like me doing live streams, please give me a thumbs up. Also, I'm waiting to hear whether you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. Good, good, good. So it's clear. Good stuff. So, hey, Bruce, how are you, man? I hope everything is well. Welcome. Thanks for joining. We're going to let a few people get on, and we'll do a little bookkeeping before. So since you're on early, I'm going to give you a preview of something I'm working on. So a few months ago, excuse me. A few months ago, a company sent me this device here. So what is this? This is like an Aura ring for your brain. It's kind of cool. Now, at first, I wasn't sure about it. So this is an alpha prototype device. I think they're selling it now. It's a company out of Mallorca, Spain. And so it tracks your mental state, your brain activity in real time. Very cool. So anybody who follows me knows I've been talking about the importance of learning to manage your lizard brain, your primitive brain. So this device goes a long way to helping you in the process. So I've been testing it for a couple of months, well, a few months now. And I'm comfortable enough to say, yeah, I'm going to be able to recommend this. So I'm going to be doing a little review of what this is all about. This is a very cool device. And it will allow you to supercharge your lizard brain training, you know? So yeah. So let me know. Cool. So let me know. Hold on here. Let's see what we got here. I'm doing good. Thanks for joining the stream. Let me know. Sound is clear. New WhatsApp has AI now. It is really not looking good. Why all the companies are adding AI to stuff that does not want AI? Yeah. Hey man, how are you? Let me know in the comments. They are ruining everything with AI. Can you send me a prototype? I got one. Looking forward to this topic. Cool. All right. So I'm just going to let a few more people jump on. If you give me a thumbs up, if you're joining the stream, that would be much appreciated because, you know, the Google algorithm appreciates that. Hey, I go. I just want to say I should go and just want to say a simple hey to you. Hey, man. Well, thanks for joining the stream. Hope everything's cool. I'm back. So I'm on a coffee fast. See, I'm doing a little cleanup before I get into the subject at hand. A few minutes. Good. So I'm doing a coffee fast. McDonald's coffee. I've tried all kinds of coffee. McDonald's coffee is not bad. You know, it's not bad. Actually, not bad. So I'm doing a coffee fast. I skipped breakfast. I ate yesterday at 6 o'clock. Why? Because I'm getting fat. I've been, my body fat percentage went above 19%, which is a big no-no. If you're overweight, it's going to affect your cognitive capacity in a negative way. Not good. So you want to get your body fat percentage in the teens, 10 to 19. That's the range, depending on your body type. Anyways, there you go. So I'm on a coffee fast, so I feel the synapses between my ear, the brain synapses, they're firing off pretty quickly. So, yeah. We'll get the questions, don't worry. I appreciate some thumbs up if you can. I got the best bokeh game in town, right? Blurry hands like no other. Fantastic. All right, so little cleanup. First of all, if you are brand new to coding and you want to get into the web, like total noob, and you can do my courses, you can do my mentoring program, or you can also get my book. I have a book. I don't make money on this anymore. I got paid and that's it. So, but you can get this on Amazon. You can get it in bookstores still. I wrote this years ago, 800 years ago, but I wrote it to be evergreen. It covers the basics of web design, HTML, CSS. I touch on JavaScript and a bunch of other things. Lots of images, lots of graphs. This is a book. You go read the reviews on Amazon. This is a book that will get you going very clearly, very quickly. If you like to read, you know, I'm trying to buy the rights back to this book so I can come out with a second edition where I get into all kinds of different things. I'm waiting for the publisher. Yeah. So don't worry, I'll get to your questions soon. So another book I recommend, if you are more advanced, let's say you've done your foundations, I'll talk about web development, but this you can extrapolate into mobile development or whatnot. So let's say you've gotten through the foundations, you built a few small projects, you want to level up your game. What's the next thing to do? You want to do this. You want to refactor. It's not blurring. All right. So you want to refactor your code. Refactoring is the process of cleaning up your code. This one is for Java. I have links below this video, but there's one for JavaScript as well. It's universal, by the way. So if you don't know Java or C#, get the JavaScript version. It's applicable to JavaScript, Java, Python, PHP, even Ruby if you're stuck in that hellhole. No, I'm just joking about that. No, I don't think is there a digital copy? No, that's one of the reasons I'm trying to buy the rights back to my book, because they're not putting out a new copies. And I would release a digital copy. This is my book here. Web design start here. Anyway, so it's got a lot of good graphics. When I was writing this book, I would send them charts. I would draw out the charts on paper, and then they would create nice little. They had their graphic designers create the charts for you, so you see some of the images in there. It's kind of cool. Again, I'm not promoting this because I don't make any money. Like, I literally do not make any money. They paid me my advance, and that was it. You know. Anyway, so it's all in there if you want to learn the basics of the web, and I'm gonna introduce a book that I highly recommend. It's outside of coding and technology. It's all about your head strategy. So this is a very, very famous book, 48 Laws of Power. I highly recommend the book. It's fun to read, by the way, historical book. And I think you'll find a lot of value in this book as well. So I recommend this book as well. So there you go. Those are my book recommendations. How are we doing for people? 50 people, small group. We're 50 people. If you can up the thumbs, guys, it's only 17 thumbs. You know how it is with Google. I don't want to pester you. So how are we doing for time? All right, we're into the stream. So I'm going to get into the AI subject in a second, then I'll do the Q&A. Yeah, I just want to say I'm the wizard guy. I believe that you got to train up your mind as much in terms of your primitive brain. So this device is going to help a lot. I've been testing this for months now. And you put it on. It's like an Aura ring for your head. You put it on, and it monitors your brain activity in real time. So it's very cool. Anyway, I'll do a dedicated video on that one soon. So let's just talk about the AI hype cycle. I assume that everything is clear, right? Everything is clear. So, great book. Yes. This is a lot of fun to read. Very useful book. Highly recommend if you want to advance in your career, get ahead in life. Very helpful. It's all about, yeah. Stefan, new stream times. Yeah, I'm back. Uncle Stef took about a year off from streaming. I'm streaming on X. I'm streaming on YouTube. I might stream on other platforms. I have to see. Yeah. So, okay. AI hype cycle. Months ago, or when the AI came out initially, ChatGPT, and things started to roll, I was one of the people out there. I don't know how many people were. I was telling people, don't worry about it. It's not going to replace coders. There's always a hype cycle in the technology space. New technology comes out. The vendors of the technology, the pumpers, they want to sell it. So they're going to be going, AI. So recently you had this AI, I think it was called Denon. Anyway, they were making these crazy claims that it was your first AI engineer, it was going to replace software engineers. And if you go look it up, there's videos and articles coming out. People have tried it. Nowhere near close. It was a false claim. Apparently, I haven't looked at it myself, but that's what it is. I didn't believe it because I looked at AI, I looked at GPT. I have friends of mine who own AI based businesses. It's helpful, but it ain't replacing coders anytime soon. The example, I did a stream this morning on Twitter and or X. And in that stream, I pointed out how AI has a hard time driving a car. It's pretty good. I got a self-driving car. I drove across from Canada down to Florida and back again. Loved it. In fact, next year, November, assuming you don't have a civil war in the U.S., I plan on driving down all the way down to Texas. I'm in eastern Canada. So I'm going to take my time. I love road trips. And road trips are so much easier when you have a self-driving car. That said, the self-driving car is not replacing a driver anytime soon. Let me tell you, long before coders are replaced by AI, long before developers are replaced by AI, you're going to have fully autonomous self-driving cars. They're not near that. I remember years ago, I think it was Musk, and I have respect for that guy. He was out there pumping, saying, "Yeah, you buy a Tesla, the Tesla's full driving software, the AI would be able to you'd be able to send your Tesla out to do Ubers." It's not even close to that. It's amazing technology, though. I'm not crapping on the Tesla self. I think this Tesla self-driving technology is the best out there for sure. It's very powerful, much better than the one I have. But the one I have is still on the highway. It takes care of 99% of the driving. So when I'm driving on the highway with my self-driving car, this is me. I got to touch the wheel every now and then. Then I turn on the massage seats, turn on the heaters, then the coolers, cool my ass, heat it up, massage my ass, boom, 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 boom. It's fantastic. It really makes a difference. That's why I'm going to be driving across right down to Texas from Montreal, Canada, coming November. Anyway, so self-driving cars. Hey, the thumbs up. We got 72 viewers. Thanks for joining the view. Much appreciated. I love doing the lives. I had to take a break because of neurological issues, but they're gone now. I solved it. But the thumbs up is kind of pathetic right now. Only 27. I would really appreciate you push it up because it helps with the traffic. Anyhow, so the AI hype cycle is in full swing, but it's starting to die off because a lot of the claims that were initially made about AI's effectiveness in many different spaces are now proving to be, shall we say, a little bit exaggerated, right? So with coding, I assume you're interested in coding. As I said at the very beginning, don't worry, AI is not replacing coders anytime soon. Oh, by the way, one of the problems you have on the web today is who can you identify as being competent or not? It's very hard to figure that out, right? Well, you look at their track record. Have they brought apps to market? Can you see that they brought apps to market, right? A lot of people can copy tutorials and then repeat them, but somebody who's worked in the field is a different game. So not one way, though, you can pick out the people who know what they're talking about, people who don't. All the influencers who told you that AI was going to destroy coding, that they're not real developers. It's like I would be flabbergasted if any of them were. So don't worry about AI replacing developers. In fact, many other jobs will be replaced way before development. So you ever heard of canary in the coal mine? So in the old days when they used to mine for coal, they would bring canaries down in cages. Canaries are little birds. I think they're yellow. Little yellow birds, we'll say. And the canaries would die when the gases in the mine was getting dangerous. So that was the warning sign to the miners. Oh boy, our canary died, just fell over. We got to get the hell out of here. So the canary in the coal mine for AI is when you see truck drivers are finally replaced. Remember years ago they said, oh yeah, truck drivers are going to be replaced. There's all these articles about it and news. It was on the news. Oh my God, that's it for truck drivers. Oh my God, I think it went to Congress in the U.S. even. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Again, hype cycle. So long before they replaced developers, which is a very complex job, the execution, writing code is just part of the process, by the way. Anyway, long before developers are replaced, truck drivers will be replaced, accountants will be replaced, bookkeepers will be replaced. I don't know, people who do x-rays will be, all kinds of other jobs will be replaced way, 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 way before developers, simply because development is highly, highly complex, relatively speaking. If you are, there's a reason why developers are paid big money once you're competent, because it takes diligence and effort to develop the skill, the nerd eyes, as I described, to be able to get there. Because as a developer, let me just run through a scenario. If you wonder, you're running, we're going to talk about web development. That's my forte, but this is applicable to many other types, well, all types of development to a certain extent. So web development, you come to a job, and you need to build a simple e-commerce site. It's been done a million times, e-commerce site. So I'm going to give you a scenario here, a common scenario, and this is going to illustrate very clearly why AI will not replace developers anytime soon. They'll help, they'll speed up certain processes, but they will not replace. When we give you, so here's the scenario. You come into the company, and they sell coffee, and they want to get a website up online, and they want to start selling coffee. So you got to, first of all, you got to say, okay, what else do you want to do? You want to sell coffee. I guess you want to promote the coffee. Do you have a URL? Do you have a domain name? Okay, let's pick a domain name now. Let's figure that out. Okay, a lot of domain names are taken up, so it's a bit of a tricky thing now, right? You got to find a good domain name, nice and short, concise, it's marketable, and available, right? So you got to do that. So let's say we get the domain name. Now we got to choose hosting. What hosting pro? Do you go with AWS? Do you go to local shared hosting? Do you go to VPS? What do you do? What kind of hosting are you going to pick? You think the small company owns a coffee shop is going to know even what hosting is, what to pick? You got to make that decision based on the needs of the company. Different hosting aligns better with certain type of applications, right? So you pick your hosting. Now, okay, you got the hosting settled, you got the domain name settled. Okay, you got to put up the site. You got to get the graphics. You got to get the copy, right? The copy is the text, And then you got to say, okay, you got to sell coffee. Do you want to sell coffee? Are you shipping bags? Are you shipping it out of state, in the province? Do you need to charge taxes? Do you have a coupon system? What kind of payment processing are you going to do? You want to just use a middleman like a Stripe or PayPal to simplify the process, or do they take too many points in the processing? So you want to go with a proper merchant account, which is a bit more work in terms of setting that up. What language are we going to use? What frameworks should we go? JavaScript Express? Do we do Java do we do Java with Spring Boot, or maybe we should do C#.NET, or maybe we should do PHP and Laravel, or maybe we should just use Shopify. How about just some WordPress with some sort of e-commerce plugin? Maybe that might be better. You see where I'm going with this? So this is a very common, basic development application, just a simple e-commerce site to sell coffee. And there's huge amounts of decisions that have to be made that are specific to that business, to that client. AI can help a little bit with research, but it's not replacing the developer. You see, the developer is a consultant in the sense where you're providing a lot of detailed information to the business about how to make all these choices, right? So it's there you go. That was just a simple example. Now, where AI comes in is, I need to optimize a certain algorithm. You can work with the AI, kind of like a paired programming situation. So you can optimize some sort of algorithm. Once every 1,000 years, you have to optimize an algorithm. By the way, for the vast majority of development, a lot of it's web, but especially web, the optimization is actually in the database. Just saying. That's another thing I wanted to spell. I hype on this. Advanced knowledge of data structures is not needed for most development, not all, but most, unless you're doing very advanced game engines or very, very advanced AI research and development, maybe big data analysis. Being a master of very advanced data structures is not important. Any good foundational course in programming will teach you enough about data structures so that you can probably last you the rest of your career. Another myth out there is algorithms, having mastery of massively optimized algorithms. Again, what's that? Most of the advanced algorithm work, they're found in libraries if you need them at all. And most of the optimization, by the way, in development is going to be in the database access. So there you go. AI hype cycle. You know, I hope if you've been a little worried about that, about the web especially, and just general development, it's very much over exaggerated. Hold on a second. Let me adjust the. Can I do it here? I gotta adjust my brightness here. That's no good. Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. What are you going to do? All right. So that's it. So what was my subject? I need a shot of coffee. I got distracted. Yeah, so the other subject was the coffee. So I'm back on the fasting. I'm going to keep talking about this more and more. Now, some of you are going, why are you talking about coffee in a developer stream stuff? Well, because when you fast and you get a healthy body means healthy mind means smarter mind. I can tell you, without a doubt, when my body fat percentage is in the teens as opposed to higher than the teens, when I fast, when I drink a lot of water, when I exercise, my cognitive capacity increases significantly. So if you want to improve your coding skills, you want to start getting, if you got a belly on you, you want to get rid of that. It's not shaming, not at all. It's actually trying to help. Anyway, okay, so let me do some questions. Let me go back up here. Appreciate the thumbs, guys. Yeah, 105. Okay. A breakthrough in mental health. Thanks, Uncle Stef. Very interesting. Yeah, so just a little preview I gave I've been evaluating this device, and it is kind of like an Aura ring for your brain, and it gives you real-time. I'll show you. So you put it on your head, like so, and it gives you real-time tracking of your brain activity, whether you're stressed, whether you are focused, whether you're calm, and it's got all kinds of training programs on there. It's basically designed to train your lizard brain, excuse me. I'm wearing a hat because it's cold. I'm in Montreal. Nowadays, why are companies asking a full stack developer to know the DevOps part, also like Docker, AWS, Azure? So now it depends on the company. You know, medium to large, they're probably going to be using DevOps, because DevOps is useful when you have more than one developer. It's even slightly useful with one developer, slightly in that you can roll back code changes, you know, if you're using Git. But that's why, you know, don't rush out. Just understand what the basics of DevOps, understand the very basics, just conceptually what Docker does, the AWS and Azure. You know, you're looking at a few days of research, just the basics. And as always, prepare for the particular job at hand. So if you're going to go interview for a job and they're using Docker, make sure you can do at least basic Docker, right? Don't go into a job where you know they're using Docker as an example, and don't make sure you know a little Docker. And you just tell them, say, listen, I'm not a Docker expert because I know you guys use Docker. I spent a few days and I did some basic Docker. I know a little bit about it. I can get my way around. That's going to impress them because they're going to say, okay, this guy, Sonam, he, even though he doesn't know Docker, he was willing to learn it even before he's working for us. And he's got his way, he knows his way around a little bit now. And that means you'll be able to learn more. All right. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Welcome to the stream. What should I learn, PHP plus jQuery or MERN? Well, I wouldn't spend too much time on jQuery, Aman, even though it's used a bit. I would, first of all, look at the market you're in, see what they're using, and based on that, then I would pick it up. MERN is also cool, but just look at what the market is. I wouldn't, between PHP or MERN is what I would say. I wouldn't get too big into jQuery unless there's demand for jQuery where you happen to live. Is there a digital copy of a book? Unfortunately, there's no digital copy for sale. Hold on. Give me a sec. Hold on. Give me a sec. I gotta fix this. There we go. A little bit too much. Hold on. I'm just adjusting. All right. That's better. Just fixing up the image. Starving yourself is an ideal solution, Steph. A slight calorie deficit in medium to long term, including all food groups, has much more benefits. Well, there's a big debate about that. I can just tell you, I used to be about 60 pounds heavier. And I found what works for me was to do what I'm doing now, the fast. But you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go crazy. But you're right. Generally speaking, you want to get your body used to not having to consume so much. So perhaps a blend of both, How to judge myself if I am a senior level yet? Well, a senior developer knows their way around. You should be able to learn new languages pretty easily. You should understand. You should have built several projects. You know what you're doing there. Yeah. Great book. He's talking about 48 Laws of Power. It is a pretty good book. How are we doing here? All right. Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for a recommendation added to my audio book library. Very cool, Chris. Very cool. Did that one anytime soon for a complete. Anytime soon. What's it? Hey, Uncle. Anytime soon. How soon or for a complete. I'm not sure what your question is there, Shorts. Devin ain't that smart. It's all marketing as they need cash. Yeah, Devin is that AI that claimed that they had an AI engineer. It was a false claim, Apparently. A breakthrough mental health. Robert Greene, great person. Yeah, you can. Robert Greene is the author of this book, and you can find him in podcasts. I think he has his own podcast as well online. Seems like a good guy. The world will end sooner than AI will replace software engineers. Quite possibly. Someone who can solve an obscure data structure and algorithm problem on leak code, obviously. Great song by the Police. Which song is that, Bruce? Thank God, study web game, mobile dev, and graphics programming here. All right, very cool. I would love to hear what you think about AI in education. Well, it's being implemented now in various different ways. See, that's why AI, here's the thing. AI is its hype is warranted, there's no question. And it has a very broad application, whether it be education, copywriting, translation, et cetera, and so forth, content creation, and coding. But so it is used in education, and it's like tutoring type of replacement, if you will, or addition So it's there for sure. Um, I have to say though, and I've talked about this in another video recently. I have to say that I have seen other technologies which, thus far, have been far more impactful with regards to software development over AI. So, for example, back in the early 90s, the first web apps were created with Perl CGI model and maybe Java servlets model, where the view code was embedded in the logic. A big paradigm shift was when they went to page-based development with active server pages was the first, but it was the first. I was one of the early adopters of that. I think it was 96. And that made a huge difference in terms of web app development, literally tenfold increase in productivity. Now, you'd figure if a technology comes out but which would have a tenfold increase in productivity, you'd figure that would destroy web design development. In fact, it didn't. It just exploded it. That's one example. Ajax and inner HTML, again, two under the radar technologies. We use it all the time, which allowed for in-page refresh. Right, you could have like a table, but only the table would refresh. Prior to Ajax and inner HTML, well, Ajax and DOM and inner HTML. Prior to that, you would have to refresh the whole page, which is a big back and forth from the server, slower. So when you had Ajax, where you can do widget-based refreshing in the web page, that was a huge, huge boon, a huge gain. I would argue that those two technologies today, so far, are far more impactful than AI so far. Another thing, just content management systems like WordPress, Drupal, Joomla. Again, I would argue thus far, those technologies far more impactful in terms of development in the web space than AI. Right now, anyway. That's just me. Hey, Steph, just want to say thank you. I've been freelancing for half a year. Only have one client so far, but I'm doing, it starts out slow all the time, Toby, so don't worry about it. Congratulations, man. That's cool. Keep at it. AI hype is fading. It's starting to hit, because we're starting to see some reality. And reality happens, and away you go. So how are we doing here? 30 minutes. Okay, we could do a little bit more. What cheapest website hosting platform out there do you recommend to host a e-commerce for Spring Boot app? I don't know what the cheapest is out there, Louise. No.
Cloud-based hosting services. Cloud-based hosting services like Heroku, AWS, and Google Cloud Platform offer free tiers.
Hey, Google, quiet. Google's always listening to you. It's always listening to you. Because you're on Java, Spring Boot, well, traditionally Java hosting was more expensive because to start up the Java runtime is more expensive in terms of resources than, PHP or JavaScript or something. So, but I couldn't recommend anybody in particular. But I think that those days are gone. I think you can get cheap Spring Boot hosting. I would pick whatever is cheaper. You would have to look around. My only advice with regards to hosting is find a hosting company. And if you find a hosting company, call up their tech support line. See if they answer their tech support. Before I would pay for it. It's all about tech support and uptime. Brazil. Hey, you're from Brazil. Hey. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Say, I'm from Brazil. I'm from California. I'm from Malaysia. I'm from Pakistan. Let me know where you're from. I'm Stef. Some people call me Uncle Stef, and I'm from Montreal right now. Oh, I'm going to restate that. I just got back in Montreal after spending 4 months in the U.S. I'm Uncle Stef, and I'm from the third world country known as Canada. All right, so now it's too dark. Hold on. Damn it. That was too bright. All right, whatever. I'll stop. People complaining about AI is so tiring. It's a tool. Use it accordingly. 100%. AI has demonstrated how bad the design looks, and people hate it. Yeah, in my stream earlier today on Twitter, I was talking about this, and I got AI for like video editing. So I heard about it. I got a little excited. I said, okay. I uploaded some videos to some AI video editors, and the results were sometimes I got it right, sometimes I got it wrong. But by the time I uploaded, have to download it, have to review what cuts they made. I might as well just edit it myself. So I ain't there. Can't even edit a video. Another thing is like you see image generation getting better, but you still got characters with 6 fingers, and the eyes are like, all over the place. Yeah, there's a long way to go. AI hype will fade and AI reality will set in. The true AI is here to stay and it will have a massive impact. But AI will take over developer jobs. Well, yeah, crypto is going to take over the banking system. Remember that? I've used Chat GPT to help catch some of my errors, and 90% of the time, I often have to correct it, and usually end up find out my problems without it. Yeah, there you go. Still work to do. It's still early days. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a use for AI. There's an application for AI, but it's still early days. On our current struggles. You got to read me in English. You got to, guys. You got to read your text so that I can read them. AI hype fades. Am I missing something? Feels alive and well to me. Well, it's slowly fading because certain claims made by companies that get the headlines, that have gotten the headlines, have been disproven or debunked. I mentioned one earlier in the stream. Yeah, I would agree with that. AI has yet to replace a single developer, as far as I know, 100%. Let me know, by the way, how's the sound on this mic? Is it clear? Let me know. I got all kinds of mics. I got this mic. I got this mic too. Actually, I think both mics work. All right, so we're going to switch mics. So this is mic number 1. All right, now we're on mic number 2 now. This is mic number 2. What do you think of mic number 2? You prefer mic number 2? See, when you got too much time on your hand and you buy mics like you buy hot dogs. Anyway, this is mic number 2. What do you think of mic number 2? Let me know. Mic number 2. This is mic number 2. And this is mic number 1. When you're an OCD like me, you start buying every mic and camera known to man. And next thing you know, you got 10 mics in your apartment. I think more specifically, the AI hype to replace programmers has faded. Yeah, hit the gym. It helps being a better programmer. 100% Billy Kotzos. Lift weights, and do, if you can, if you're healthy enough, do a high intensity interval training. You do that, you can get maximum health output in terms of your exercise. How to judge yourself if I'm a senior level dev. I think I taught it. My brain will probably crash the firmware. I think he's referring to this. Yeah, it's cool. At first, I was skeptical. The company approached me and said, hey, we got this device, blah, blah, blah. It's going to track your brain waves and tell you how you're doing. And so I tried it on. So I was skeptical, and I talked to a friend of mine. And he said, no, there's something to these things. So I said, okay. So I got it in, and I've been able to test it. So I used to do a lot of meditations back in the day due to martial arts and other training. I was a meditative Uncle Stef. Even when I was cousin Stef, I was very meditative. And So I'm able to control my my neurology to a certain extent through meditation. You do that in martial arts, learn pain response and so forth. So I put this on, and it's measuring my anxiety and my calmness and my focus in real time. You got little bars in the video. When this comes out, I'll talk about it. I'll show it, and it works. It works, and I know when I can feel like when I do a proper meditation. There's all these different types of meditations you can do. So I do one of these calmness relaxation meditations. I'm kind of doing it right now, and I can feel the change in my physiology right away. Everything starts to relax and calm down. It's better than a massage. And this was picking up. This picks it up in real time, and it's very accurate. So I'm pretty impressed by all that. Yeah. Appreciate the thumbs up, guys. If you like the stream, give me a thumbs up. If you hate the stream, give me 2 thumbs down to show me how terrible I am. Let me check the comments. What's going on? Mic 1, mic 2. Nobody commented on my mic. Mic 2 needs more gain. Mic 2 is deep. 2 is bad. So you guys prefer mic 1, this being mic 1. Let me know. So do you guys prefer mic 1? Say, I prefer mic 1 or I prefer mic 2. Also, do you like the free flow nature of this stream? Let me know. Hi, Steph. WordPress developer still has a future in 2024. Cheers. Yeah, there's so many. See, there's so many sites. There's so many businesses, small and large, that use WordPress. That there's, for the foreseeable future, plenty of work in WordPress world. Now, that's not me saying WordPress is the best technology since sliced bread. It has its problems, but it's so widely used despite its problems. Some people hate it. Actually, WordPress, in terms of freelance, is like the 800-pound gorilla niche in the room, meaning there's so much WordPress and so many people don't want to learn WordPress or work with it because it's not, it's got its problems, that there's a lot of money to be made. A lot of money. I talk about my friend who, he was struggling for the longest time trying to just get his commercial site up and running, which is based on WordPress, because they want to change up articles without having to bring in a coder all the time. So they always deploy with WordPress. And they're paying, like, one time he paid like 20 grand to just get his WordPress site restripped. It was mostly visuals. And it wasn't like 100 pages, like, it was like a 10-page site, and he was glad to pay it because he was having a hard time finding a pro. How to choose a front-end framework. Oh, you can look at previous videos where I talk about this a lot. Generally speaking, you only use a front-end framework like any other technology when you need it. If you're building a simple website, a branding website, don't start thinking about front-end frameworks, except for like a Bootstrap or something, or Tailwind. But React or Vue or Angular, especially Angular. You only use those because you have very specific high-level requirements in terms of the work being done. Sound is good for me. AI is now a buzzword that a company uses to sound. Yeah, hip. Yeah. You've seen it. You're starting to see it. I remember back in the day when Java came out in 95. I started writing Java in 95. And then it became the thing. And Java was like the hip thing. Oh, yeah, Java. Justin says, hey, Uncle, much love from Kenya. Well, thanks for watching. Do I have to be an expert in data structures and algorithms in order to be a best developer? No. Data structures and algorithm skill sets at a high level for 99% of developers are not important. It's more about, you can go watch other videos about broader architecture, having good solid understanding of fundamentals, good communication skills. That's highly specialized stuff. I know what people say, and they are wrong. Uncle Stef, can you make one video about fasting and health? Yeah, I will. I'll make a new one. I'll bring it up to date. Not a company Not a company want me enough. Why? Migraine aura? I'm not sure what you're saying, Emmanuel. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks. What's the cheapest website hosting? We did that. Well, wow, you're live. I'm live. PHP hosting best for $4 a year. Turkey. Morocco, working in Germany. Iran, very good. I am from Pakistan, very nice. Argentina. That's what I love about doing the live streams. We have people from all over the world. From Mexico. I'm from Mexico, working as an industrial automation developer. Started as a web app dev, but luck brought me to program PLCs and electrical stuff. Very cool. I just wanted to say hi. I am a dev from Bulgaria, 10 plus years. I've been watching you for years now, Uncle Stef. Keep it up. Hey, Tafo Velikov, if I said that right. Well, thanks for watching. Cool. Yeah. LA, Hungary, Nigeria, international audience. Very cool. Be careful. Trudeau will freeze your bank account. I think he's out. He's going out soon. At this point, if you believe that AI is hype, you aren't paying attention, U.S. When did Canada become a third world country? Face orange, raise eyebrow. Well, it's a bit of a joke, but it's not a joke. The infrastructure here is terrible. I'm in Montreal. It's horrible. We have a lot of corruption. And so compared to the U.S., our roads are unbelievable in a bad way. And it's not just my opinion. The OECD and other major organizations are saying Canada is going to be the worst performing advanced economy for the next 30 or so years because of bad policy and bad laws and so on. I'm in Jersey, Channel Islands, United Kingdom. Very cool. Yes, Opus Clips, that's an AI that I think I may have used them. Opus Clips is an AI that edits video. Opus Clips screws up my shorts all the time and is awful at finding interesting parts of my videos to cut. And there you go. Yeah, I don't know if I used Opus Clips. I may have. I've tried a few and I was not impressed. I don't use them. What do you think about programmers like Casey Mutter saying that OOP clean code is not a right way to build software as it affects performance, makes code less readable? He is not, I do not agree with him. If you write bad OOP, yes. If you, performance, again, it has to do how well you write your code. Second of all, performance is not a consideration for me for most apps because computers and servers are so powerful, number one. Number two, the performance bottleneck in web apps is almost exclusively in the database layer, not in the code itself, most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I would disagree with that statement in general, although it could happen. Banking system isn't in control of blockchains you make, just KYC groups. Okay. I've had 2 senior software engineers tell me they're impressed with my portfolio, but so far, all rejections since I started applying the other day, starting to think big job sites are too saturated. Well, just keep working. You just started your search. Ask them why. If they're impressed with your portfolio, ask them why they didn't hire you, and you should start getting some feedback, and then you retool and adjust. What about Copilot and the impact it has? It's good. Use it. It's good. Anything that you can use to speed up your coding, clean up your coding, that's the way to go. 2 is bad. 2 is deep. One prime example, how are we doing for time here? Okay. One prime example of an AI scam was Amazon's walk-in, walk-out stores. Happened to be people from India monitoring transactions, not AI. Yeah, I heard about that one. Mic 2 needs more gain. So this is mic 1. So you like mic 1? Let me know. I have a bit of a cold. My apologies. Stef, I'm a full-time .NET dev, 6 years, thinking about freelancing. Umbraco no commerce. Talk me out of it. Well, if you have a job as a developer and you're thinking of freelancing, or maybe you have a startup idea when you want to get into, excuse me, bit of a cold. What you want to do is you want to transition into it. You don't want to just quit your job and do that, because there's always lag time, lag time before the new business, new freelance career takes off. So you can do that on the side while you keep working. That's my recommendation. I would say give it a try, but do as I said, transition into it. Don't quit your day job, and see how it goes and take it from there. Hey, from Brussels, cool. Uncle Stef, what is better, your mentoring course or the foundation course for beginners who want to enter programming? Okay. Prussian Prince, all my foundation courses are included in the mentoring. The people get the mentoring because they want the full package, and most importantly, they want the group coaching sessions. We have group coaching sessions every Sunday. You get to interact with me via Zoom meetings. Typically, there are 10, 15 people in a meeting. So if you want the support, that added extra level of support, the private forum, all the extra material, then you do the mentoring. If you just want to learn on your own with the interactive training platform, then just do my foundations courses. Sup from Lithuania. Very cool. WordPress is made from PHP. Learn PHP language self first. Thank you. Poland. Cool. Any website builders you recommend, for example, Wix, WordPress, Squarespace? They all have their uses, you know. I did a review of, I think it's called Wix Studio, very powerful platform. It's different from Wix. Squarespace is useful for simple sites. WordPress, they're all tools that you can leverage, you know. Hey, Uncle, what would you say a beginner developer should start? There's so many tutorials and noise out there. It would be nice to have a little guidance. Danny, just start with HTML. Start with HTML, build the site. If you want to dip your toe in, you don't want to invest too much, just get my web developer course. You could find it. It's like $39. Or you can just take my HTML course for $20. Start with that. Get your feet wet. If that's cool, then move into CSS. Just start with that. Don't be overwhelmed. You're right now, and you are in analysis paralysis. That's what you're in right now because there's so many options. I understand that. That's why I'm here. So just start with HTML, and you'll be fine. How's your long COVID? That's pretty much resolved. Long COVID for me and for a lot of other people is actually post-viral fatigue syndrome, which is a neurological issue more than anything else. I was able to resolve it through meditation, exercise, cleaned up my diet a little bit. It took a little while, but I'm fine. That's why I'm streaming again. Alex, I really admire you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. If there were just one piece of advice you could give us about being a successful professional, what would it be? That's a good one piece of advice. Be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. That's my one piece of advice. And try to relax. Something I pointed out before. I've known a lot of people in my career. Some very, very successful, world-class people. And I know people who come from good families, but ended up not in a good place. And I can say, without a doubt, that intellect has nothing to do with success. I've seen very smart people are in bad situation. And I've seen people who are not terribly smart who are wildly successful. So the key differentiator between the successful and the not successful, the people who are in a good place and people who are not in a good place, it's psychology. It's emotions. That's why I put out Lizard Wizard. It helps you understand the two operating systems of your brain. Yep. Having a balanced psychology is far more important than intellect. Most people have the intellect to do whatever they want. That's why I was reviewing this device, because it helps with all that. It's very cool. Anyway, so there you go. That's my advice. Keep learning too. AI won't replacing programmers anytime soon, but for those looking for junior jobs, I think AI is probably making things harder because Copilot helps a lot. What are your thoughts on this? No, I don't think so. I think no, I don't think so. It's I'll have to get into that in another stream. I'm going to be signing off soon. Hey, how are you, Candy? Code long and profit. Exactly, 99%. It's database. Laugh out loud. It is. I'm in university in Hungary, but I don't like it. Had prior experience in programming and networking before. Now thinking about starting freelancing. Well, start freelancing. Just start. Put up a site. Reach out to people. Start with simple projects, and take it from there. Like I used to tell people, if you want to learn how to fight, you get in the ring, you fight. That's how I learned how to fight. If you want, when I wanted to learn how to grapple, I started grappling. You know, when I wanted to learn how to code, I started writing code. You get the idea. Laugh out loud. I think calling Canada a third world country is an insult on people from actual third world countries. But you haven't been to Canada yet. You know, I was talking to a good friend of mine, and about 14 years ago, too long ago, I went to Southeast Asia and I went to Thailand. I was in Bangkok, Krabi, Phuket. And I was expecting a third world country. And when I saw there, yeah, some aspects were kind of third world-ish, no question. But some other aspects were very nice. Very nice. Nicer than here. So, yeah, things are changing. Just speed up your code to speed up learning the bigger picture of how technologies come together to form complex systems. Fair enough. Fasting, religion, or fasting. Is it religion or self-imposed? William A., it is self-imposed. I have found that doing intermittent fast has been very beneficial to my health, and my psychology. There's a reason that I think that all kinds of major religions have some sort of fasting protocol. I think what happened was that the ancients who came up with these fasting edicts for the religions, I think they recognized in their lives that fasting was beneficial. So they made it an edict. And I don't think it's coincidental. I think I'm not a religious person, but I think there's a lot of wisdom to be found in the holy books, if you will. It's just people, humans, making observations about things and putting them down. That's how they would communicate. You know, say, oh, this is pretty good advice. So instead of saying, today we've replaced God says you should do this with scientists say you should do this. But it's the same thing. I stopped using Copilot, at least for non-boilerplate. It really gets in the way of thinking. There you go. You got to leverage the tools in a way that works best for you. All right, let's hey, Christy, how are you? Hope everything is well. Long time. We'll have a meeting this Sunday if you want to join us. Corey, hey, Steph, haven't seen you in a while. Glad you can stream again. Yeah, I'm back on. I have the power again. I'm back on. I'm feeling good. Yeah, listen to Steph. Just be cool, and you will go far in the workplace. That's a big part of him. Yeah, that's the number two thing that employers look for when they're hiring somebody is they look at your social skills. They look at to see, can you communicate well? Are you easy to get along with? Are you personable? This is huge. So you may want to look at that as well if you feel it's lacking. I don't know. It's psychological, but also geographical position. Find peace with your geography. If you cannot, find better geography to work in. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you so much for making these lives. They're really useful. So grateful you got this. I appreciate it, William. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just here to share my knowledge. I do the lives because I enjoy it. I love doing this. I've been working with schools for over a decade with my Studioweb platform. I provide a curriculum and software. And that's cool. But I've been doing it over 10 years, and I really enjoy doing the lives. I enjoy sharing my knowledge in terms of coding, business, health, etc. Because I'm Uncle Stef. I'm old. I'm the world's oldest developer. 169 years, apparently. Although my dating profile says I'm only 32. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. So all joking aside, I enjoy sharing my experience because, there's an old cliche expression. If only I knew then what I know now. I don't know if you've heard that. If only I knew then what I know now. Anybody older will understand that very clearly. So what I'm here to do is to share with you. I'm Uncle Stef sharing with you what I wish Uncle Stef would have shared with cousin Stef or nephew Stef back in the day, saving you a lot of time. All right. We'll finish off the last few questions. Cool. Should be at the meeting. Very cool. Well, we'll see you there. I look forward to seeing you. What is the main issue that causes slow software? Hi from Syria. Oh, Sid, it depends on the type of software. So for web apps, most of the time, I have found it's the database. It's poorly designed databases. I'm talking about relational databases, SQL databases. Most of the time it's the database access, whether it be poorly designed database structures, poorly designed queries, or a bad strategy about data access. We'll close with this. When you're developing web apps where you have database interaction, one of the most expensive processes, if not the most expensive process most of the time, expensive meaning CPU and memory utilization. One of the most expensive processes is the database access. When you're opening that connection to the database, whether you're getting information from the database or uploading to the database, that is the most expensive. So you have to optimize and limit the amount of times you're opening up a connection to the database. That's going to go a long way to speeding your app because that takes up a lot of the juice. So you can optimize your queries, you can optimize your tables, good indexes on the tables, use stored procs, stored procedures, use them. And then if all that is not helping, that's going to give you the biggest impact. Then you can use caching layers in your code base. You can use ORMs, these object relational mapping tools. You got them. They all have them. All the major frameworks have them. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Work on the database. That's the big one. This Amazon walk-in, walk-out story has turned out being just people overseas hired to go through the transaction. Reminds me of what previous employer once told us. Yep. Now that you're talking about DB access, is it better to not do queries with joins? Ooh, it depends on the circumstances. I have found, I've been forced to do joins every now and then. It really depends on the circumstances. It's not a cop-out answer, it's just the truth. That said, the general principle is you want to keep things as simple as possible. Simple as possible. That's true. That's going to be interesting. So we'll leave with this. So, Mr. Botha, how are you? Botha from South Africa. The country of Francis Botha, who was a heavyweight fighter. Anyway, so Bitcoin is halving today. So we'll see what that does to the price of Bitcoin. It's very interesting to see. Yeah. If databases are well structured, joins are not at all bad. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to let you go because I got a meeting in less than half an hour I got to get to. So I have a Discord. You can join it. Just find the link below this. Join the Discord. People are talking there. It's monitored and managed by a good group of people. And that's about it. So let me know in the comments under this video too. What you thought? What your thoughts were? Was this mic good? Was it clear? Did you like it? We'll call this mic number 1. And that's about it. So I'll let you go with my ASMR video. I took this video in Maine a few years ago, and I use it for my outros. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll just jack this, and we'll see you in the next one.